What's up, it's Mr. Superior, man. It's Behind the Clippers. We coming at you with another episode. I'm on a mission. What's up, you're watching Mr. Superior Behind the Clippers. I'm right here at Quez Creations with Marquez, the one and only, one of the hottest barbers in Milwaukee and the Midwest. How you doing today, bro?
I'm good, bro. How you doing, man?
Pleasure to be here. Honored to be here. Thanks for having me here today, man. To get started with, where'd you come up with the idea for Quez Creations?
Man, this business actually came about. The name itself, my cousin, man, me and him close like a brother, man. He been so vital to my journey. I mean, from the first barbershop I worked at, he was the one that, took me there like, hey, cuz, I know where you gonna work. But then it was time to get a business before I even got to the business started. He like, man, you Quez Creations, man. You know what I'm saying? And when he said that to me, it just resonated with me, man. And it didn't leave me. Even when I went with other names, it was just something about Quez Creations. I kept coming back to that. Like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'ma stick with that. You know, and it stuck. Like, man. So it represented everything I do, from even the barbers that I work with, educating them, and from them coming out of school to now they have, I had to teach them and train them to be, great barbers as well. So, I mean, then with all the art and stuff, like Quez Creations, it just speaks for everything.
Yeah, walking in this place, I seen the creations immediately. I felt the vibe. I seen you're in tune with all that, man. So you've been cutting hair for a minute. How long you been cutting hair for?
Man, I've been cutting hair 30 years now, man. Started in had to be around October, November of 1992.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, into my freshman year in high school. Yeah.
What got you into cutting hair? What brought you to the barber life?
I think, man, starting out as my mom's, she was a hairstylist. She went to school, but she just did it on the side as a side hustle. And I was carrying her curl bag, but at that point, it still really had no influence. There was a guy from Milwaukee that lived in my neighborhood by the name of Audio Moore, who was cutting the whole neighborhood up, and he did these designs that was so fascinating to me, and I would get cut up by him all the time, and that was all I wanted was designs. I used to hate it, like, man, you need to get a regular haircut. Like, I'm not coming to you for a regular haircut.
Right.
And because what he was doing was so inspirational, it was the art part. It wasn't even the hair part to me. It was just him doing this with hair. And so as I got older, like, all of a sudden my freshman year, it was just like, man, I want to do the designs. I didn't really care about being a barber. The artistic part of me was like, I want to do that. I just wanted to try it. So I had a best friend. I was lying to him every day, telling him, man, I just got done doing this haircut. Yeah. Such a haircut with all the haircuts I was telling him about. They was actually all these haircuts. I was telling him, hey, I just did this, I just did that. And one day I finally convinced him. He like, all right, man. And then, I didn't have no clippers. That's what should have been the giveaway. But his mom was a barber and a stylist. So she had some clippers, and he ended up letting me use her clippers. She had some battery pack wall clippers. They was called Cool Cut, something they was called. They was lime green, take a double A battery, and I would just cover his whole head in designs trying to duplicate what I had seen. And so I had to really have like a photographic memory trying to keep this stuff in mind, but I couldn't cut no hair. I could probably line him up, but shaping up his high top fade, ball fade, so I would just have to put a design and the whole haircut. And so we would go to school, and I'd be like, man, don't tell nobody I did that. Don't tell nobody I did that. But eventually, I was getting better. He was bringing people to me and stuff. Then I had some little cousins. My uncle decided to no longer cut their hair, but give me his Wall Home Pro clippers, so that I could start cutting their hair. But again, I still don't know how to fade anything like that. So this particular best friend, one day he brought me a a client, and he brought me his friend, his next door neighbor. He said, "Hey man, I want to get a haircut." I'm like, "Oh, cool." He said, "But I don't get all them designs." He was, his family was into the Jehovah's Witnesses, really heavy and stuff like that. So he couldn't get the design. He said, "I just want a regular haircut." And so I was like, "Okay, cool." But me, I ain't gonna back down for the challenge. I'm a man, I'm up for the challenge.
Right.
So he says, "Hey, but I ain't getting it cut today. I'm gonna come back another day." So I'm like, "Okay, cool."
Give you a little time for preparation.
But I kid you not, I promise you. It might have been maybe a couple weeks to a month that had went by. When he came back, the day before he came back that day, I had a dream that night that I had cut his hair and I gave him a bald fade. And when he came back, I remembered everything I did in that dream.
No way, that's
and
crazy.
After that, and I gave him a bald fade. And I just said it because of mine, but I gave him a good one. And it was it was a great, I won't say great, of course, that was my beginning cut. Yeah. But of course, that's where it all started. And it just took off. It took off from there, and it just became, it resonated with me, and I just became the school barber, the basketball team barber, and man, every day I had like probably 4 or 5 people going home with me, or to the point I was even cutting hair in the school, the gymnasium, the hall, hiding in corridors, hiding in the band room. Right. And man, we'd get down anywhere they had an outlet at right here in the bathroom. Man, we finna go.
Get it going, yeah.
Get it going, man. And it stuck with me, man.
And when did you actually get into a barbershop? Like, how'd you started working in another shop, or you just went straight into Quez Creations?
No, I did. After school, I got out, went and worked in a couple of different barber shops and stuff like that. And I think it was probably maybe around, I stepped out there in 2007. I wasn't quite ready yet. Made some business decisions. Won't say it was bad. It was a great experience. Had to come back to the drawing board, go back to renting a chair. Some more I had to learn. And then after that, I think it was around 2011, and that's when I opened my first shop. That was a partnership. But then in 2016, I opened Quez Creations, and that's the one I have done independently on my own. And it'll be 7 years this year, November.
Oh man, yes, that's major.
Yeah.
I'm glad little man walked up right now, because I see you're a father. You take care of your own and stuff, man.
No doubt,
that's
man.
Major. What gives you the motivation to do all the things you're doing? You know, I know you got the mixtape cut tour right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what's giving you the motivation to do all this? The posters, you know, you just keep on moving, man.
Yeah, man. You know what was crazy, man? Even about the poster. The poster came about because I was trying to create a flyer for the mixtape cut tour. And I wasn't liking how it was coming out, but I liked what was coming out of it.
Right.
And it was actually an idea that I had about 4 or 5 years ago. I was like, man, one day I want to put together a picture of all these legendary barbers who I have crossed their paths and who have been an inspiration in my life. I want to do that one day. And when I'm creating this flyer for the event, not liking how it was going, but I'm like, hold on. This that flyer you said you always wanted to create. And I'm like, so you know what? I just began to add more to it, add more people. And then even when I thought I was finished with it, it was like I was riding to Chicago to present it to Johnny as a gift for opening up his new school.
Yeah.
And stuff. And it was like I heard guys, the poster ain't done yet. I started thinking about other cats, other people and stuff. And even when I went on social media, hey, when I say you, and I'm like, oh shoot, I gotta put bro down. You know what I mean? So, and it was just like so many other people. Then even after that, we was having problems printing it up and stuff like that. And it was like, it's still not done yet because he couldn't even get it out there. And I'm like, it's more people. It's so many more of us. And it's still so many more people I wish I had put on there, but you know, it was just me doing it. Then there's only so much space, and then some people, I wasn't seeing them on social media, so it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. And so I had to tell people also that this poster wasn't designed to discredit anyone. I know there's many more of us out of it, but you know what I'm saying? It was just me doing it, and I wish more I could have. And I think eventually we'll do something else like that again. But then even with the cut tour, how that came about was Christian, I think his last name is Ortiz, something like that. Christian though, everybody know him. He says, he comes to me after Blue Ladies hair competition. He said, hey man, I love how you do those letters. I struggle with that. He said, man, would you mind teaching me? I said, man, I love to teach you. He said, you know what? I really don't even need a class like that. I just need to see you do it and stuff like that. I said, you know what, man? At that point, I started thinking, I said, man, we're gonna make that happen for you. But my wheels started to turn, and I was talking to Jones about it. And I'm like, man, I want to do something where we can all come together for one day and just work together. I said, because we do compete against one another, and we do some great things. But I said, we don't get a chance to see it because our backs is turned to one another, or we networking and stuff like that. So I'm like, man, what if we could create a day where we can all just come together and just learn from one another, just build off each other, you know, and build each other and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, what would we call it though? And the mixtape cut tour came to me, but we were still looking for another title. And so me and Jones was already working on the Certified Fresh, you know, just trying to start a brand with that. And we was gonna go for something that was connected to create, you know, Quez Creations. Like, no, this ain't about me. This is about our industry, you know what I'm saying? Us all. So I don't want to put my name on there. I'm like, let's call it Certified Fresh. I said, man, that represents all of us.
That's how that's named too.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I said all of us. So let's go that route. Yeah, that's gonna work. And so that's where it all came about at. We're now doing the Certified Fresh mixtape cut tour, and we're going over the whole world, and we're inspiring barbers to be great.
If you had any advice you could give to any up and coming barbers, what advice would it be?
Man, the advice I always give is education, man. I think most times barbers, they feel like once I've learned how to do a cut, once I built my clientele, once I built a good reputation for myself, they tend to come to an end. They think that that's the greatest accomplishment. Large clientele, make good money, I can cut good hair. But I always say, barbers, we like doctors, man. Continue to educate yourself. Continue to educate yourself, because it keeps you ahead of the game. It keeps you sharp. It keeps you growing. And I mean, the more you grow, the more you become. You give yourself opportunities that others who are not educating themselves don't get. And then I always say too, build relationships. Like, one of the reasons I started competing was to create an opportunity for myself as a barber, a better opportunity other than just standing behind a chair. And when I first started competing, I was winning so much to where I was finally so happy to be doing something I'm good at and I'm winning now. I mean, being a kid, I was on a loser basketball team all the time, but finding my purpose, and now finding something I was winning at, I'll win those trophies and I will go home. Then I look up one day and I'm like, I've done all that competing. What have I accomplished? Where have it gotten me? And I was watching Criss Cross one day, and they was doing an interview with one of them, and they asked him a question like you just asked me. If you had to do it all over again, what would you do differently? He said, I would build relationships. The depth of them was because they were so caught up in the accolades that came along with it, the clothes, the fame, the women, stuff like that. They was failing to do something, build relationships. So when it was the ended in with Jermaine Dupri, they had nobody to turn to. Their career was done. And so that's how I started. I was feeling that same way. Like, this is what I failed to do. Quez, you was winning trophies. You gone home. Nobody know. You just stay around for the interviews. The magazines was there. All type of things was going on. Companies looking for barbers to be ambassadors. And that was one of the reasons why I started. And so I said, I'm going back into it. Because I wanted to go back and cover the ground that I missed on. The most important of it all, it's the relationships that create the opportunities.
Yes, sir.
And so, but not just that, but I said, I don't want to just go back and build a relationship. I also want to build something myself. I want to build a platform for those like myself who are great and been overlooked. Those opportunities that come. I want to be one of the ones who create the opportunity for others, because I know there's a lot of great talent, and sometimes people go after the certain ones, status quo, reputation, and things like that. But I said, man, I want to do something that's going to present an opportunity for us all. Those who are known and those who are unknown, those who have been rejected, overlooked, all of that, because I know what that feels like to be great but still be rejected. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing, man, with the cut tool, is to create a platform that's so big. Because I realized when we came together like that, man, yesterday we had a room full of business owners in one room, no egos. You know what I'm saying? And they could have been anywhere else. They could have been, I don't do that for nobody else. I represent me, but man, we all put all of that to the side, and together we built one big old platform. I was standing on Tito platform and Johnny platform and Val platform at the same time, as well as we was all standing on each other's. Yeah. And man, and right now we all shining together. Yeah. That's what I see.
Yeah, that's some. What you're doing is some power moves in this industry that nobody really touched down. And you created that platform for everybody, and it's like you said, everybody's always competing, but the powerhouse that we could create together is all of us together.
Come on.
Man, you can't knock down that together. You know.
You can't lose.
And one of the last questions I'm gonna ask you as well, and I can't miss out. This was something I should have brought from the beginning. You got, walk around the shop, you got plenty of trophies, 3-time award-winning BWA. You just keep moving. What is it in you that what brings the beast out of you when you go out and compete?
Man, I think I was just born for this moment, man. Like, I know God just put something in me, man, that's just like, man, it's unexplainable at times, but I think it's purpose, and it's like my passion to be already creative. But then I also have another passion and a desire to be inspiring.
Yeah.
And so I think at that moment, it just, with me operating in my gift of creativity, then the gift just as a barber, then just, like I said, the desire and the hunger just to be great. I think every time I get ready to do it, something just stirs up in me, man, and it be happening. Sometimes I don't even know what it's gonna look like. I just know I have an idea in my head, and it's like, let's go get it out.
Yeah.
So I really just believe, like, it just comes from, man, just my gift to just be creative.
Well, man, Quez, I appreciate you. This is Behind the Clippers. I move around. I go to everybody's shop because I feel like, we could do a podcast, but for me to go out to everybody's shop, it's a different feeling and a different vision. So people can actually see your home, where it all comes from,
That's
but I'm gonna definitely do a podcast. I'm gonna definitely have you on there and plenty other great barbers on there. But man, I appreciate your time today. We're actually headed to Paul Mitchell after this. I'm gonna surprise him. I was supposed to go out there today, and I went out there this morning, but I'm gonna go out there and do a demo and talk to them. But I'm gonna surprise them with two of Milwaukee's finest barbers, Quez Creations.
Let's go.
Tito the barber. So we're gonna do that. So Quez, man, why don't you let the world, let Behind the Clippers, let everybody know where we can find you at on social media and where we at right now.
All right. Well, right now we're at Quez Creations Barbershop. That's Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 4479 North 76th Street. That's the northwest side of Milwaukee. And man, you can find me on IG at Quez Creations. That's Quez Creations, Creations. I'm also on Facebook at Marquez Tatum, Marquez Tatum. And you can find me there, or the business is also under Quez Creations, Quez. It's without the S under the business name, but you can find us there. And I say to you too, man, salute for what you're doing, man. I feel like this industry is ours. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I say ours, I take it personally. Like, we own it. This is ours.
Yes.
And for everyone, you know what I'm saying, that contributes to something to make this industry evolve, even present opportunities for others to not just have a job, but a career. Man, I salute you. My hat off to you, man. You are providing a way for people to feed their families, live their dreams, you know what I mean? Like, live their purpose. Cause for most barbers, I know that this is a gift to be able to touch lives. We don't just touch lives, we change lives.
Yes, sir.
Every day.
Yep.
Man, salute. You're doing a great work out here, bro. Salute.
Quez, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for welcoming me into your barbershop. Thank you for bringing me and my camera crew. We appreciate you, man. And y'all heard it right here. Behind the Clippers, I'm on Quez Creations, and we out.
Legendary.
Legendary.